The button pusher. Where's the button pusher? Where's the button pusher? Does this song go on forever? This is the song that never ends. I don't know, maybe this song just lives forever. Does this song never end? I think this song never ends.
Never.
I mean, it has to end because it changes to a different song. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on with that. Fuck it. Pushing the button. Who cares if we're between tracks? I was getting tired of waiting for that song to end. Seemed like it would never end, so we just ended it. We just ended it on our own, guys. Okay? What day's today? Is Witchy Cat here? Witchy Cat's here. Okay. We're good.
I am. Yeah. I have arrived.
You're here? Are you okay?
I'm here.
Did you get snowed in
I
again?
will. No. No.
It all snuck right past you, huh?
So far.
The 60 inches of snow, it snuck right past you.
Yeah, I'm too low.
You're too
low
low?
down. Too low down to be getting the snow.
I don't think you're too low down. You could be high enough. It snows at your house all the time.
Yes, but the peak across from me, it looks like it cut off right around 4,000.
Oh, did it just stay warmer at your house or what?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
So you got the same stuff that I did. It was snowing and raining at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was delightful. It was delightfully warm out.
Yeah.
Because
Still
it was
is.
snowing and raining at the same time.
45 right now.
Oh, I'm just saying this last week. Over the weekend, the news has been, they had to close the passes because there was so much snow.
Yep.
They had to shut the roads down. They had to shut them down, dude. It's too fucking snowy out,
Parked their cars in the middle of the road, got out at Stevens. Did you see that picture?
Oh yeah, that's because they're going skiing. That's why. You realize that's why, right? Those are all people that were going to the resort to go skiing.
You don't usually are in the middle of the road to go to ski.
Well, they drove up there to go skiing at Stevens Pass, right?
Right. Right. I get that part, which has parking lots.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been there before, but they get full super fast. Um, you know, let's say that there's enough parking for 800 cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
1,500 people in cars could easily drive up there. You know what I mean? So there's just an extra 700 cars with nowhere to park. So when the road is cleared and you drive up there and it's like a busy skiing day, right? Skiing, snowboarding day. There'll just be cars parked along the highway in the snowbank, right? So what is normally a 4-lane highway turns into a 3-lane highway.
Right.
And there's about 1,000 signs that say, do not do that. At a certain point in time, the snow gets deep enough that you can't read the signs anymore.
That's true.
The signs aren't tall enough to be up above the snow. And the reality is that like everyone that's going up there knows you can't just park your car on the highway. There's not a single person that is like, oh, I can, you know. There's not a single person that thinks that they can do that, but then they just decide that that's what they're going to do. It's a big difference between like, yeah, it's legal for me to do it. Like they don't think it's legal for them to do it. They just give up and they're like, that's what's going to happen now, you know, which is distinctly different from you're allowed to, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a big difference there. You know what I mean?
True.
So, it's kind of one of those things where, the people, you know, they just go up there and they're like, yeah, I've spent so much money to come up here today. That, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to park. I'm going to go snowboarding. Right. And just see what happens.
Right.
Because there's definitely the assumption that, you know, they're just not going to get enough tow trucks up there to tow everybody, right?
Well, that's true. And the fun option, though, is that WiseBot just is like, okay, well, I hope you can find your car after we've plowed it under as we clear the lane you're not parked in. I've seen that happen at Snoqualmie a lot. The people that
yeah, but that's normally just like the plows throwing snow on the cars. It's not, it's, you know, it's people just park on the side, right? And then the plows go by and it's like, well, I don't know, you're got some snow in your car now. Snow plows just aren't strong enough to, you know, impact cars out of the way. Like you could get away with it like maybe once or twice, but all the hydraulics on it will break. You know, like you know, I've repaired. I mean, I'm just saying, in my days, I've repaired probably no less than 10 snowplows in my days, because people break them. They break constantly just plowing snow. You know, so yeah, I mean, you know, people will generally like to joke about it. It's like, well, the plow's going to come and throw your car off the cliff or whatever. And it's like, well, you could, but then the plow guy is going to be out of work for the next week while they order parts from who the fuck knows where. I remember
I just
the last snowplow I repaired, maybe it wasn't the last, but it was one of the last ones that I repaired. We had to overnight parts from Kentucky, and then the parts got stuck in the overnight shipping, so it still took 3.5 days to get the parts.
Right.
Because the local machine shop was like, well, yeah, we can make that for you in a couple weeks, you know.
Right.
In a couple weeks you could get it in line, and then we'll make that piece for you. But then it's like, well, that doesn't work. We can't wait a couple weeks. So then we, order the OEM parts, which is like, some guy in Kentucky has them in a lean-to
Warehouse
somewhere.
Yeah.
He's got them, in a pole barn somewhere, and goes and digs them out of there, and then, spits some tobacco chaw out of his one tooth mouth, and ding, sticks it in at the FedEx. Then FedEx loses it.
Not feeling R-rated.
Then FedEx loses it. It gets redirected because of weather. Right.
Right.
Then it ends up in San Diego for 2 days, and then somebody's got to drive it up on a truck from San Diego in the weather. Right.
Which then has to cross however many other passes are also fighting with that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But either way, Highway 2 was closed. I-90 was closed. What's the other road that goes over? Well, I have to look at it. I can never think of all of the road numbers off the top of my head. There's just too many. 410 to 12, that was closed. 410 to 12 to go over, that was closed. 97 was closed.
97.
I-90 was closed. Highway 2 was closed. And obviously Highway 20 has been closed forever. Which I'm really worried about this season, Highway 20 actually ever opening from the pictures I've seen.
Yeah, that road was just horrid.
I'm guessing it's going to be closed the whole year.
From the floods.
Yeah, the big flood damage. There's quite a few spots I've gotten pictures sent from snowmobilers up there doing their snowmobiling thing, which, by the way, that is a thing I want to do. I want to go from the gate down to Mazama on the snow machines. I want to do that sometime in the winter. What do you mean? What do you mean, all right?
I said, oh, nice. I didn't say all right.
I thought you said all right. Oh,
No.
oh, that sounds dumb. I'm be like, bitch, it does not sound dumb. It sounds awesome.
I got stuck in Easton one time when the pass closed. And for those who don't know, Easton is just a town with a gas station and a bar and a restaurant on the side of I-90. And if you can't get back to Clay Elum, they just push cars there. And everybody goes in and uses the bathroom because it sells out of gas almost instantly, and you can't go back and you can't go forward. And the bar there would have these mid-season in the winter. They have this big list of number of names with snowmobilers, number of accidents, number of snowmobiles wrecked, and number of broken bones. That was the big town excitement. Is who tops the top 5 list of snowmobile accidents.
Yeah, Easton's got stuff going on.
Oh, it's a great little town for tourism and sporting activities, especially winter sports, and it's gorgeous. But if you're just trying to get across I-90 and you get stuck, I had my daughter, it was the day after Christmas, my 2-year-old daughter and I sleeping in the Escort overnight on the overpass. And like the people that parked along the edge of the road and got their cars covered by snow when the snowplows came through. Nope, we'll sleep on the overpass. We're good.
Yeah.
You had to drive back to Clay Elum to get gas because you had to run your engine all night to stay warm. It was fun. That's living in the mountains.
Yeah, that's living in the mountains. Yeah, you hang out at the gas station and the one bar all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's check in with the comment section today. It says Eep. I voted for sanity. Frank changed his name again.
Oh, what is he now?
Frank won Joker. Recap Harris is here. Mark says, I need more coffee. And I said, I forgot my coffee. But I've got it now. I had to go get it. You're down a keyboard? What happened to one of your keyboards? You spell Yoo-hoo on it?
No, I did not. Who drinks Yoo-hoo? Not me.
Who drinks Yoo-hoo? You do.
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
I had a Yoo-hoo since I was about 9.
You got to get your chocolate moo-moo.
No, not a big chocolate milk fan. Anyway.
Your chocolate moo juice. You got to get your chocolate moo juice.
My moo juice. I do like moo juice. I just don't like chocolate moo juice. No, I think one of the cats chewed through the cord. So I had to order one today.
A new cord, huh?
It'll be here Thursday. No, a new keyboard. Because when I repaired the cord, it still did not power up. So we ordered a wireless one.
Oh.
That was $35 I wasn't expecting to spend.
This is hot off the presses. Susie Wiles has breast cancer, but will continue to work at her job.
And Trump outed a Florida congressman as having terminal cancer that they don't expect him to survive beyond June. In a press conference this morning, it hadn't been announced, and he just sat next to Mike Johnson and basically forced Mike Johnson to get the news out.
You did what now?
They were at a news conference this morning, and he was talking about how close the margin for the vote is in the House. And he said for anything that they only have a 1 vote margin on most of their, because of the flips from the special elections.
Yeah.
And he said, and we're going to lose a seat because Rep. Jeff Dean, I don't remember the guy's name. He's out of Florida, who had announced he was going to retire. Well, it turns out he's not just going to retire. He was given a terminal disease diagnosis, and they don't expect him to live past June. And that hadn't been made public knowledge, but Trump just blurted it out at this press conference, and you can see Mike Johnson just
Trump
wanting to fall into a hole.
Trump says GOP lawmaker would have been dead by June in awkward moment.
Yep.
President Donald Trump revealed a Republican congressman's terminal diagnosis during a news conference, saying the retiring lawmaker would have been dead by June but for an intervention by White House doctors. The detail prompted a slightly awkward moment with White House Speaker Mike Johnson, who was sitting beside the president and responded, "Okay, that wasn't public." But yeah, okay, it was grim. That's what I was going to say. Huh. Rumors of Florida Rep. Neil Dunn's declining health have been circulating for weeks. The 73-year-old former Army surgeon announced his retirement from Congress after 5 terms in January. In it, he made no mention of the heart condition that Johnson and Trump publicly said March 16th had led to a terminal diagnosis.
Not sure how the
I think the reality is like, I don't care about this guy's health situation, and not that I am uncaring about people's dispositive health diagnoses. Like, it's not, oh, good, that guy's gonna die. I don't think anything like that. But I think the real story here is Dunn's announcement added to a record pace of departures from the House of Representatives, immediately raising concern about among congressional Republicans and Trump himself about their razor-thin majority in the legislative chamber. With a big to-do list and a rapidly ticking clock ahead of midterm elections, which aren't looking good for Republicans, the GOP can't afford to lose virtually any more votes, which they're going to lose. But I mean, like, so sure, this guy's retiring. Okay. I think the reality here is that the levity of grift from this guy, Trump. Hold on, we're listening to a clip. What's he saying here? Oh yeah, he's trying to convince people that other countries should protect the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh God.
They should help protect the Strait of Hormuz. Although, by the way, like the Strait of Hormuz is closed to any of the countries that are contributing to this unlawful fucking military action that Trump has thrown us into. By the way, with still zero reasoning behind it. But I think the bigger story here, if we're going to talk about like people retiring from the House of Representatives, is all of these Republicans are retiring, air quote, retiring, quitting, dropping out, disappearing, mainly because they know how unpopular the fucking shit that they've been doing is. And a prime example of that is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't have, there's no health diagnosis for Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? She doesn't have terminal cancer. She doesn't have terminal cancer, and she's quit the House of Representatives because people understand like what she has been up to and what the rest of them have been up to for so long is so deeply unpopular. Another perfect example would be Kristi Noem, air quote, getting fired from her job. She didn't get fired from her job. It's beginning to get exposed that she is likely, very likely, embezzled over $200 million worth of tax money, and it's been found out. They've been literally been asking questions of her under oath in regards to where did all this money go. It's not a mystery. But then all of a sudden she gets fired 2 days later after that happens, right? Regardless of all of the other fucking law-breaking behavior that she's been doing for the last year and a half, none of that means anything, but it's pretty clear that that person has been directly embezzling tax money for her own benefit. And then all of a sudden she gets fired. But they want to try and put a narrative around this stuff that like, oh, he's just retiring because he has an illness, right? Which, by the way, his public statements were, it's time for younger people to take over and take the reins for conservatives and whatnot, which is absolutely fucking nonsense because the guy was 73 and this was his 5th time being a representative. If he was going to retire, he should have retired 10 years ago, right? You're supposed to retire. You're supposed to retire between 63 and 65 by, I don't know, the historical narrative of the United States itself. You know, you're able to collect your Social Security at age 65. That's the time to retire. But he's 73, right? Just another example of the like fucking extraordinarily old people that we have in Congress, in the Senate and the House and the executive branch, and these insanely old people in the fucking Supreme Court, because you know you're appointed for life, so you might as well just have a job until you're 900 fucking years old.
Well, you're Mitch McConnell or Newt Gingrich or Nancy Pelosi. I
think, didn't Pelosi retire?
Yeah, and yet I still keep seeing her commenting and
Well, she's
taking
allowed to
her
comment. I don't think
DNC
there's
on
any.
things, on
I
the
don't think.
DNC for things.
Okay, I don't think there's any reason that she shouldn't comment. It's like, well, I've been hearing James Carville fucking commenting. You know, yeah, he's old as shit too, but you can comment. I don't give a fuck if people are doing or having
Yeah,
applying commentary at old age. Okay, yeah. By the way, that's like probably the only thing that they're capable of doing as elderly people. You know, it's like, do you want to supply fucking 10 minutes of commentary on what you think is going on? Ah, perfect. Let's hear it. 89-year-old fucking person. Let's hear. You got a lot of history under your belt. You probably have some information that other people might not be thinking about, or a different perspective. Like, yeah, they should be commenting on stuff, but I mean, at least she retired. She just turned 85, which is ridiculous. I mean, she should have retired at least 10 years before that.
and Bernie's up there. And not that he is a bad politician. I agree with a number of things he says. But if
I don't know.
the
I
argument,
agree with almost everything that Bernie says. Sure. Yeah, he's too old. I mean, yeah, he should have ushered in the fucking younger generation, but it's only going to make it worse now. Every time these elderly people put themselves back into the position of power, it makes it worse and worse, less and less able for the younger generation to take over and really eliminate the question of fucking dementia in our government. Like, we have to constantly have this dementia argument about
right,
what, like fucking 70% of our government,
president,
right? Of like, I don't know, this guy might have dementia now. Who the fuck knows, right? These people are deteriorating. They're falling down. You know, they're just falling down. Mitch McConnell's just falling down, walking in a hallway, and then just muttering under his breath after they pick him up off the ground, and he waddles off like a fucking turtle. It's insane. Frankly, that's insane. That we're accepting of the fact that that our society has allowed these extremely elderly people that have like zero incentive to give a fuck about anything that happens next year, because they're 2 feet in the grave already, right? That they're perfectly willing to sign off on waging another fucking forever war, spending fucking billions of dollars a day. When, by the way, those are the same people that have been fucking fake crying about the deficit for the last 30 years. And they're willing to sign us up for a forever war because they're just laughing at the fact that brown people are being bombed to death on the other side of the planet. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I don't know if anybody's been tuning into the Necessary Conversation. I did recommend some people to listen to it, because it'll start to give you an idea of like what the fucking elderly people in Oklahoma are thinking, right? You know, it's two 40-year-olds, 40-something-year-olds who are trying to talk to their insane MAGA parents. And the dad just laughs at Muslim people being fucking blown up. Right? Like a total disregard for the fact that, 2 billion people on the planet identify themselves as Muslim, right? Claims that they're all fucking terrorists.
Yeah, the patience of those two kids, their parents, well beyond mine. I would have stopped speaking to my parents long ago, given some of the things that come out of their mouths.
Yeah, the crazy shit that comes out of their mouth is just insane. Yeah, there's like 2 billion people in the world that are Muslim. And that's obviously a pretty rough estimate because if it's 2.3 billion, right? Just add in another total population of the United States onto that number. 25.6 of the global population. Let's see. What's what I wanted to look up? Yeah, it's weird that you would put irreligious in the wiki as 25% of the population. I think that number's misrepresented. Christianity, 2 billion followers. Islam, 2 billion followers. They're both Abrahamic also, by the way. I lump all these people into the same group. They're all they're all similar insane. Hindus, 1.2 billion. Buddhist, 300 million. Folk religion. I don't know what folk religion is. Let's look it up. Folk religion, traditional religion, or vernacular religion comprises, according to religious studies and folkloristics, various forms and expressions of religion that are distinct from the doctrines and practices of organized religion. The precise definition of folk religion varies among scholars. Sometimes also termed popular belief, it consists of ethnic or regional religious customs under the umbrella of religion, but outside doctrine and practices. I don't even know I still don't know what's going on. So it's basically just like a small group of religious people. It's like Scientologists, right? We just made some shit up. We get about 50,000 people following us, and there you go. Shinto. Oh man, maybe we should become part of the Shinto.
Japanese or not?
Shintoism is a religion originating in Japan, classified as East Asian religion by scholars. What do they believe in? Let's see. Let's see. The way of Kami.
Okay.
The term Shinto derives of the combination of two Chinese characters. What do they believe in? Kami worship was generally seen as being part of the Japanese Buddhism. The Kami themselves, often interpreted as Buddhas. At this point, the term Shinto increasingly referred to the authority, power, or activity of a kami, being a kami, or in short, the state or attributes of a kami. It appears in this form in texts such as Nakatomi no Harui Kunge, in the Japanese Portuguese Dictionary of 1603. Shinto was defined as referring to kami or matters pertaining to kami. Okay, kami, here we go, beliefs. Shinto is polytheistic, involving the veneration of many deities known as kami, or sometimes as jinji. In Japanese, no distinction is made here between singular and plural, and hence the term kami refers to both individual kami and the collective group of kami. Although lacking a direct English translation, the term kami has sometimes been referred to as God or spirit. The historian of religion, Joseph Kitagawa, deemed these English translations quite unsatisfactory and misleading. And various scholars urge against translating kami into English. Okay? In Japanese, it is often said that there are 8 million kami, a term which connotes an infinite number. Oh, so it's just like there's just infinite of them, but 8 million is what they settled on. They are not regarded as omnipotent, omniscient, or necessarily immortal. The term kami is conceptually fluid, being vague and imprecise. In Japanese, it is often applied to the power of phenomena that inspire a sense of wonder and awe in the beholder. Kitagawa referred to this as the kami nature, stating that he thought it was somewhat analogous to the Western ideas of the numinous and sacred. The numinous. Numinous means arousing spiritual or religion emotion, mysterious, awe-inspiring. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the idea of awe-inspiring, holy doctrine. Okay, there we go. And the sacred. Kami are seen to inhabit both the living and the dead, organic and inorganic matter, and natural disasters like earthquakes, droughts, and plagues. Their presence is seen in natural forces such as the wind, rain, fire, and sunshine. Okay, so we could just explain this as that, like, the Japanese are just finding reverence in every object that they run into, whether it's alive or dead, whether it's a plant or animal or anything like that.
Okay. That does seem like something that would come
oh my
via
God.
Buddhism.
Stephanie Frizzle says, "Hello, first time here. Just come over my screen." God, that's rash. Why are you being so gross right when you show up? I'm guessing you just scrolled by because I have the dual stream turned on today. Pagan. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'd be considered a pagan or whatever. Like, I don't believe in any of this fucking nonsense. Any of these organized religions, Abrahamic religions, obviously are fucking made up. 100% made up. Just some made up bullshit that some dudes wrote down in a book. That's it. And then people decide to craft their whole lives around saying that they are of that religion, to basically just excuse themselves from any kind of personal responsibility throughout all of their interactions in life, right? It's the biggest scapegoat of all is having a religion, right? You know, God told you to do something, like, oh, you're having conversations with God? Oh, you're hearing voices? Oh, interesting. Interesting, because generally speaking, I would say that most people that are having conversations with imaginary voices, we normally,
Call them schizophrenic.
we lock them up into a place where they can't harm themselves or others.
Or we medicate the living crap out of them.
Right, but if you wear like a weird cross with a dude stabbed hanging from that cross around your neck, then all of a sudden you're pious for some reason. I don't know. It's a bizarre. It's a bizarre like remnant of ancient times when they thought that they thought that the sun moved in the sky because there was a god carrying it in a chariot from one side of the sky to the other. I don't know. Which god is that? Apollo, right?
Yes.
I think it's Apollo.
He was on that. Yep.
We'll look it up real quick. Which Greek god carried the sun in a chariot? No, Helios. I was wrong. It was Helios. Apollo sounds right. Which one was Apollo? Let's see. Oh, isn't Apollo just the sun, right? Oh, God, we get like 14. Sorry, we get like 14 companies pop up. It's like, hey, are you interested in Apollo Industries? We're a networking
Apollo
company. Yeah, I don't know. What did Apollo do? He's a Greek god of music, prophecy, healing, archery, and the sun. Okay, so he had a lot going on. He had a lot of kami. He had tons of kami going on, right? Music, prophecy, healing, archery, and the sun, or light. Recognized as the son of Zeus and Leto, and the twin brother of Artemis. Artemis is just such a fucking awesome goddamn name.
Yeah.
If I had a kid, I would have considered if I had a son. I don't know why I was saying kid and thinking son. If I had a kid that was a dude, right?
Mhm.
I would have considered naming him Artemis. That's a good name, dude. But other
Except it was a
other
woman.
people have. Pardon me.
Artemis was a female.
Yeah, Artemis Entreri in fucking literary terms is a male, dark elf. He's a male drow hunter. So Artemis Entreri is actually like
Okay.
he's a male human that is essentially
Different
like
family.
accepted sort of the dark side of the drow, right? In order to be imbued with their powers so that he could hunt them and kill them. He's a bad guy.
Okay.
He's a
We're just
bad guy.
looking at
But
different.
it's a good name. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then there's the Artemis there's the spaceship. There's the Artemis. What's the Artemis book?
Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, Artemis Fowl. Isn't Artemis Fowl's a guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy. Let's look up is Artemis the Greek was a chick? Are you sure? Greek goddess of the hunt, wild animals, virginity, and childbirth. Hold on. Hold on a second here. Hold on to your fucking horses here for just a second. How can you be the god of virginity and childbirth? How does this make any sense? Because if there's one thing there's one thing I know about the birds and the bees is that you got to put the PP in the V. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the P to the V, and that's how you make a bee, right?
Sure. Unless, of course, you're a god, apparently.
How can you be the
Since
god of both? This doesn't make any sense.
Gods knock up virgins all the time.
Yeah, she is known for her vengeful nature, right? Yeah. But she shoots arrows too in this painting. Why are all these gods shooting arrows? That's the question I have. Right? You go like, why do all these Greek gods ride around in chariots and shoot arrows and bows and arrows at shit, right? Because you're like, if they are a Greek god, why wouldn't they at least have a firearm? You know what I mean? Because they're sort of timeless, right? Like, why do they have to have bows and arrows and wear togas and shit? Like, why don't they wear pants? Like, we have pants. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be an archer, it's much better to be wearing pants as an archer than a dress. She's wearing a dress in this.
And using a crossbow, at least.
Or at least a compound bow, right?
There you go. Right.
Like, why don't you have any gears in your bow here to make it fucking more powerful? You know?
You're modernizing Greek myths now. I like it.
Well, no, I'm not modernizing them. I'm questioning why in all of their paintings and the descriptions of these gods, why don't they have any technology if they are gods, right? Why aren't they doing things outside of the realm of the natural world that existed at the time? You know, like, why do they have a sword? The fuck would Zeus need a sword for, you know?
That's true. I mean, at least if you buy into the Mayan stuff, they came down in spaceships and such.
Supposedly.
The Greeks didn't even go that far. Yeah.
Or
The
they're
Greeks are
like here's Apollo.
they're just
Here's Apollo
sleeping.
playing. Here's Apollo playing like a weird lute harp instrument, right?
Oh, the lyre.
Why doesn't he have like an
Right.
electric guitar at least? You know, he could be shredding on a guitar. He's timeless. He's a god, right? Or does he have to wait for? He has to wait for the technology to be developed by humans before they can wield it. Is that how that works? So they're like timeless, all powerful, but yet they have to wait for the humans to like invent stuff for them to utilize it. My point is that this shit's all just made up, just like Artemis Entreri Just like what was the dragon in The Hobbit? What was the big dragon called?
Smog. Morg. Morg.
Smog. Yeah, that's right. Smog. You said smog, and I envisioned it in my head SMOG, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't smoggy. No, he was smog. That's right.
Smog.
But it's all just
Smog.
made up, is my point. My point is it's all made up. You know? The Greek shit, the Jesus stuff, the Buddhist stuff, all this shit's all made up. It's all made up. Just the same as the 9,000 fantasy books that are going to come out this month. Right? And the idea that modern day people have to sit around and argue that, like, dude, my God's real. I was born on a part of the planet to parents that believed in this God. So obviously it's real. Duh. Right? And yet go, how many, hold on. Let's see what the top 20 fantasy novels of 2026.
Ooh, we're going to get us some Sarah Moss in there.
The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. Dark historical fantasy Monster Slayer. Daughter of Crowns by Mark Lawrence. The new epic trilogy starter. The Children by Melissa Albert. Adult debut Dark Magic. Agnes Albert's Mystical Cat Shelter. A cozy 1920s fantasy. The Poet Empress. A War of Wyverns, right? Like, how long did people think that there was dragons, otherwise known as wyverns, right? The Swan's Daughter, Graceless Heart, Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinniman. I just read a bunch of books by Matt Dinniman. Is this book any good? Operation Bounce House is a science fiction novel. I just read the whole Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Because there's a new one coming out next month. And somebody said, "Hey, have you read this series? It's pretty good." And I was like, "No, I haven't read it." And they said, "Oh, there's a new book coming out. And I can't wait for it to come out." And I said, "Well, I guess maybe I'll read that." So I read those this last week. They're a really fast read. It's
like young adult style fast read or just fast read?
It's adult.
Okay.
Like, there's a part in it where there's a giant god that rips the dick off of another giant god and uses it to kill a bunch of stuff.
Alrighty then.
So it's a bit much for the
not YA fiction in this instance.
Yeah. It's like young adult, not or adult. It's fairly adult. Yeah. It's a bit gruesome, I guess, would be the point. It's not difficult reading, but it's fun,
Uncomfortable.
Reading is so uncomfortable? Why is reading so uncomfortable? Why? Hold on, I gotta do that. Why?
Thank you.
I had to do it for you. Since your keyboards are broken, I gotta pick up where you leave
Gotta
off.
respond for me. I appreciate that.
No, I understand that, like, people have issues with reading. I love just sitting down and getting a chance to read a book. One of the biggest times, or one of the biggest advantages, I think, to modern day for somebody like me, I'm always running around doing stuff, so I wear my headphones and I listen to audiobooks. I can't listen to them at regular speed. I have to listen to them at, like, 1.7. Otherwise, I'm like, this guy's talking slow. Because they're talking slowly and clearly so people can understand what's going on. They don't talk like how I talk. But so I have to speed it up a little bit. But very worthwhile, amazing technology that exists now. And then there's a free one that my mom told me. I don't want to tell it to you guys because I want to try it out before before I check it out. But it's an app that you can basically like scan whatever book title or whatever. And it's like, oh, here's the audio version.
Nice. I miss NB40. I miss holding books. I miss the smell of paper and the feel of having a book in my hand. I read digitally nowadays. I don't listen like crazy man here. Certainly not at heightened speed. But yeah, I miss books. It drives me nuts that I live in a small space and move a lot, so I just can't keep them anymore.
Hold on a second. I got to reply to this. How hold? Yeah, that would solve a lot. I still have to finish Carl Sagan's Contact.
Wow, that's been sitting a while.
Oh, is it like so uncomfortable for you to actually like hold a book? Oh, I mean, I could understand that you could have like physical limitations to actually physically reading, which definitely wouldn't necessarily be on my radar on a daily basis. I don't have those physical limitations, so not trying to be a dick or anything.
Right.
If that is the case, then I would definitely get an audiobook solution figured out. I would. Because I'm always just running around doing shit. I don't have time to like chill and read.
You're driving and
yeah, like if I'm driving for an hour, it's like fuck. I can listen to a book. I mean, I can listen to a book, or I can listen to fucking YouTubers pontificate about whatever, right? So there definitely is, in my opinion, a lot of positivity to being able to just listen to an audiobook. Plus, it's like having somebody read to you, which is kind of.
I like reading aloud to people.
It's kind of intimate, right? Like if you had like a
being read to makes me fall asleep.
Yeah, if you had a partner that was reading to you all nice, I'm into it. All right, sorry. To respond to that, yeah, there's like randomly have family members in town out of the blue.
They just teleported in.
Well, no, that's airport. We have flying machines now. You don't need to have Apollo, Helios.
Helios, drop them off.
You don't have to have Helios fly you in a chariot across the sky. We don't need that anymore. We invented those. Yeah, it's strange how the Greek gods don't have airplanes. Like they don't even have like a airplane situation. It's strange that they ride around in chariots through the sky. When
one of their famous
that's the exact same technology that humans were using at the time. You know what I mean?
One of their famous comic book daughters did. Wonder Woman was part Greek god, and she had a...
Was Wonder Woman in the Greek mythology?
She was the daughter of Mars.
Yeah, written in 1973? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
Modernized Greece. Come on, let me play too.
Dude, I don't know what you're doing. You're fucking around. Just for the people out there, we'll look it up real quick. Wonder Woman first edition. It might be the 50s, but oh no, it was the 40s. 1942. Yeah, that's about 3,000 years too late to be part of the Greek mythology. You're about 3,000 years off, you know.
Did they give her an invisible plane in the movies? I didn't ever watch them.
In which one?
In any of the new movies? Did she have
In the new movies?
with what's her face?
I can't remember.
I don't either. All
I
right.
don't think she had. I don't think she had an airplane.
All right.
I think she just. No, I don't think she had an invisible airplane.
I always thought that seemed sort of silly to have an invisible airplane because whenever they drew her, you could see her, but not the plane. Shouldn't whatever's in the airplane be invisible too?
Yeah, I don't know. And I just, it's the whole thing of like the Invisible Man. He's been naked this whole time, right? But you're like,
Well, thank God, I guess.
well, no, I'm like, it's a joke in sort of modern day stuff.
Right.
Because then it's like, oh, if the Invisible Man is around, does it make his clothes invisible? Right. And then the joke is like, well, he's just been dick out the whole time. Bumping into people with he's naked. He's got his dick out.
He's all pervy.
And yeah, that's the whole joke. That's the whole joke. Oh, we got a joke. Look, he's been naked this whole time. Right. But yeah, it's still, that makes zero sense that you're like, okay, well, you could turn invisible. If you could turn invisible by like wanting to turn invisible, it's like, why would the magic be limited to just your physical space, right? Why wouldn't it just turn your clothes invisible and then you could just have clothes on and not have your wiener out, right? And then somebody would be like, well, that's not a very good joke if he just doesn't have his dick out the whole time. But then you're like, okay, but was he a perv before? Like, did he get his powers because he was a perv? Like, so if he got the mutant gene, did he get the mutant gene and then it activated the perv part of his whole life? So has he just been creeping around, like jacking off in the shadows for his whole life? So then they're like, well, here's the mutant gene. The mutant gene will let you be invisible, so you could just do more of it more effectively now. Because if that's the case, what up with this mutant gene? Because
Right.
Like,
what does that do to the rest of the superheroes and such?
well, it's like, well, then why does Cyclops shoot lasers out of his eyes? What is that? What?
What perviness does that set off?
Why is the Nightcrawler like a weird devil-looking character that can teleport? Can like flash teleport? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So, I don't know. The point is that they made all that shit up. The religions are made up. Superheroes are made up. It's all made up, but it's just this one aspect in the world that we have to appreciate these adults believing that Wonder Woman is real, right? Jean is a mutant? You mean like Gene Simmons? Yes, Gene Simmons is a mutant. Yes, for sure.
They alone should have told you that.
He's mutated, that's for sure. My favorite part about Greek mythology is when Xena shows up and kicks Ares' ass.
Fair.
You mean the warrior princess? Who was it that played Xena?
I was just thinking that. Was Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, it is right.
I can remember Kevin Sorbo for Hercules, but it took me a minute to pull Lucy out of my brain.
The Sorbo?
Sorbet.
The K Sorbo?
Speaking of creepy Republican pedophiles.
I mean, clearly, there's something wrong with that guy for sure.
Yep.
And why anybody even thinks that, like, They should listen to that guy. I have no idea why anybody would be listening to Kevin Sorbo, of all people. The skirts are more airy, better breezes for your nethers. Keeps you from being distracted by sweaty bits and pieces. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if the dresses were effective, the United States military would wear them. You know? Lucy Flawless. Screw Kevin Sorbo and his insanity. True. Kevin Sorbo sucks. I don't know if Lucy Lawless is flawless, though. She's an incredibly attractive woman. I will give her that. Who was it the other day? Somebody, somebody was pointing out somebody that was vampiring, that they weren't aging. And I can't remember who it is now. Fucking blowing up today, dude.
Vampire.
Dude. I'm blowing up, dude.
Vampire.
Dude, I'm blowing up today. I'm so popular. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Family's a great thing. They will keep you busy. And apparently not know your schedule.
Yeah, nobody knows my schedule. Even people that are distinctly close to me that should know my schedule don't know my schedule. Or maybe they just don't respect it. I think that's what it is. Oh, did you want to hear about me falling down a hill last week?
I did. I've had to wait a week now. I'm very unhappy to not have gotten my response.
I thought I had whiplash. I thought I had whiplash, dude. I straight up was like...
I'm not laughing. All right, maybe I'm not.
You should laugh. It's stupid. So I was pressure washing this property that is on it's on a really steep hill.
Apparently.
And it's on a really, really steep hill, and I had to go down the hill because one of the landscapers had like thrown some crap down all the way at the bottom of the hill, and I wanted to go double check that it was all organic material and that there wasn't any like old pop cans or any fucking bullshit in it. And it was like the end of the day, and it had been raining all day long, and you know, I don't know if you've ever been on a hill where it's been raining all day long.
I have.
And I straight up did that fall where it's like, oh, I stopped for a second and put both my feet flat because I was like, oh, hey, what's that? And I straight up, my feet both rocketed out into the air, and I fell straight down, backwards,
Okay.
and fucking slapped my head on the ground. And I thought I had whiplash. Turns out, just my neck hurt for a couple of days. Was all right. I'm still stupid, and I did not get any superpowers. So if you think you're gonna get Wolverine type superpowers from falling down a hill, nope. It's not happening. Yeah, it was really dumb. I mean, I wish I had filmed it because I would play it for you right now because it was like out of a who's that old
Charlie Chaplin? No. Trying to think of solo acts that were pratfall specialists.
Oh, what was his name? I'm trying to remember the name for him. Buster Keaton. There you go.
Buster Keaton. There you go.
The OG, not Charlie Chaplin. Buster Keaton. Let me see if I can find a. Let me see if I can find a Buster Keaton.
There was a third one too.
What's that?
There was a third one too. That I always think of.
See if I can't find one.
Or
No, this is the one where the building falls and he's in the window. Let's see if I can find one here.
Lloyd, that's his name. Harry Lloyd, Harold Lloyd.
I can't find one, but I know I've seen a Buster Keaton style pratfall where he did the exact same maneuver. I just can't find the video of it.
Harold Lloyd, it was Harold.
Pardon me? What the fuck did you just do?
Well, you mentioned Buster Keaton, and I always think of Harold Lloyd. Same time period, different comedian, silent 20s, early heavy film actor.
Here's a still frame of the pratfall that I'm talking about from Buster Keaton, where he's just flat out on his ass. I basically did that. I just went, shot straight down, legs up in the air. Shot legs straight out, flat with the earth, and came straight down. And it was pretty. Like I said, I wish I had been recording it. I was in an area where a camera wouldn't even have been pointed at. I was gonna time lapse the pressure washing because it always kind of like looks like a cool video.
Right.
But then I just decided, I was like, what the fuck? Why am I recording a time lapse of me pressure washing?
Did you have the further indignity of being coated in mud from head to heel?
It was all muddy, but I'd been pressure washing all day and I had like my rain gear on and stuff, so it didn't matter. I mean, just more dirt. Yeah, I mean, I was muddy and shit, but I was already kind of muddy to begin with, so it didn't matter. One of the funny parts of like doing a pressure washing job all day is that like you're getting little bits of organics just strewn about your persons. It flies back at you at speed and it's wet. And its moisture content allows it to stick to you pretty well. So you're kind of getting a little bit of that all day long.
Places later.
No, because I wear my gear, so it's just on the outer shell. I don't know why. Do you think I'm like pressure washing naked in the fucking snow sleet?
I don't know. Were you invisible?
No, I'm not. I'm not the Invisible Man. I would have robbed all of the banks. I would have robbed all of the banks by now.
Sure. Right. Who has time to jack off when you could be robbing banks? The Invisible Man had some real issues.
That's that's the whole thing. Vicky and I always joke whenever we see a massage parlor, because you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You're like, oh, you've got a massage parlor in a weird strip mall, and all the windows are blacked out, and it's like we saw one that it just said foot massage, right?
Ooh,
and you're like, ugh, so gross. So first off, let's say that in a perfect world, all they're doing in there is massaging feet.
As opposed to massaging with feet.
Gross.
Okay.
I don't know where you're going with it, but I'm just saying that, like, even if they're just massaging feet in there, you're like, what the fuck, dude? And by the way, like, if we're talking about the subcategory of massaging with feet, if you know what I'm talking about, that's extra disgusting. Stop recording that and putting it up on the fucking internet. Like, what are you doing? The feet are nasty, Mark. You are correct. You are correct. Feet are nasty. What are you doing? Goddamn. But Vicky and I always joke that it's the happy ending massage parlor, you know, regardless of its true validity or not.
Or not.
Chances are when you have a super shady massage shop in a strip mall somewhere, chances are that's generally what has got to be going on in there. I don't know how you're producing enough income to have a business otherwise, you know. And if you're asking me like what my personal opinion is on the matter, I think that the dick massages should be legal. If that, I don't know how would you, what do you want to call it? Just hand job? Do you just want to call it a hand job or whatever?
We can call it a handy.
Just call it a handy. Like that stuff should just be legal, right? So that if you wanted to get a massage, you could just go to the place where they're not doing that, right? You could just go like, oh, this is the not hand job massage place. Okay, cool. I'm going to go to this one. Or it's like in Idiocracy where it's like the Starbucks, you know, you get full release, you know, and they just have it. They just have it advertised up there. And then you could be like, oh, well, maybe I want to get a hand job. So you go to the hand job place, right? I personally am of the opinion that like that stuff should just be legal and not be an issue because it should just be regulated, have cleanliness standards, have workers' rights be respected. You know, you can't do a 12-hour shift of handies with no lunch break. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a lunch break. You got to be able to rest in between the hand jobs. I mean, you're going to get carpal tunnel. You get fucking tennis elbow and shit. You're going to get overworked. It's not cool. They should be getting benefits. They should be getting health care. They should have a pension. They should have a retirement plan. You know, they should have all of these things in place. I mean, if you're going to be jerking off dicks all day, you should be able to retire at some point. You can't be 85-year-old Nancy Pelosi fucking giving out handies. You know what I'm saying? You just, what's happening here?
McDonald's somewhere.
Have the dignity to be able to retire at a reasonable age.
That's government interference. We can't have the government interfering in our sex lives.
The government isn't interfering. The government is our representation of us, the people. The government is a representation of us as a collective whole. All right? They should not. They're not meddling. We need them to fucking regulate. We need them to monitor these big businesses. We need to stop the exploitation of the fucking American people. Okay? One of the ways that that's done is through puritanical ideas that jerking off a dick is somehow unholy. Okay? Should you be able to just charge $50, pay your fucking small business taxes, pay your little bit of income taxes, and jerk dicks off all day if you want as a career? Sure. What regulations need to come in place? I don't know. Maybe you need to wear a glove so that communicable diseases aren't a problem. If you're wearing a glove, what type of fucking lubrication are you going to be providing? As a business, you should probably be able to... Shut the fuck up! As a business, you should probably be able to provide a type of lubrication that isn't going to be cause an allergic reaction to somebody who happens to be there, right? It's not some fucking bootleg product because they're trying to cut costs at every fucking corner and buying, cut rate fucking lube from Singapore off of a boat because they're trying to save money because they can't just charge a regular rate for the fucking hand jobs at the place. The hand job place is kind of successful. They've got over 35 employees. Have you offered a fucking healthcare plan to your employees? No, you haven't. Oh, shit. Now the government should be able to step in and fuck with that business, right? For not offering a fucking health plan because your business has grown to a size that we deem you should be able to do that at this point. The whole reason for fucking taxing fucking billionaires and millionaires, the reason for that is not because liberal lawmakers are fucking greedy and want to steal the money and take it home to themselves, as proven by Kristi Noem taking home $200 million. It's the Republicans who are consistently fucking stealing tax money. But we want that representation. And if you want to tax the fucking billionaires, the reason that we tax the billionaires is to provide a better workplace for the workers that are making them the millions and millions and millions of dollars. Because instead of paying it in taxes, what has been proven in history is that, you can reinvest in your workforce. All right? You could pay higher wages. You could provide health care. You could provide a retirement. You could provide shorter working hours because it's not required to do a fucking 16-hour day, 7 days a week, like most prostitutes are forced to do right now, right? Yeah, I mean, it's funny to talk about like a hand job parlor somewhere or whatever, but the reason I think that this shit should be legal is for those things. And not even limited to those things. There are more reasons. I'm not going to sit here and talk about hand job parlors all day. But those are the reasons. Which, by the way, all the workers at Amazon right now are falling prey to the shit that I just explained. Right? Mm-hmm. Lower wages, longer working times, being replaced by fucking robots, Not to mention that, like, the fucking hand job robots are coming. I don't know if you've seen that shit. The hand job robots are coming. Like, what are we going to do for the people that are good at hand jobs? Are they going to do some other job? We can't be making the hand job all-stars start doing rim jobs. We can't do that. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Not cool. Not cool, dude. Not cool.
They should be doing rim jobs. Just say it.
I don't think anybody should. It's a good way to get sick.
Great.
Mark says Singapore lube sounds risky. It does sound risky. Off the back of a boat?
Can't be just using the crude out of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, it's all stuck in the Strait of Hormuz right now. That could use some lube for sure. What was the meme I saw the other day? The evergreen stuck in the
Yeah, I just saw that today.
The Suez Canal. I was trying to remember this meme right here.
Stuck sideways.
That they were like, the caption was something like, the evergreen has the chance to do the funniest thing right now when it was stuck in the Suez Canal like this. Which, if you guys aren't familiar with geography, the Suez Canal is the other route that the boats could go on.
Yep.
That's the other route.
I was laughing at the video of the guys that were saying, "Oh, well, it's all in barrels. Can't we just load it onto trucks and drive it around?" And you're like, "No, it's not, you moron."
There's someone was saying that, like, you could just offload the boats. You could just offload the boats and truck it across. Yeah, I don't. What the fuck?
You thinking?
What are they thinking? They're not. They're stupid people. They're stupid people that don't spend any time thinking or being introspective about the world, other than the things that are happening directly in front of them.
Understand what the word "think" means.
Because you know what? God will just take care of all that stuff I'm not thinking about. You don't need to think about it because God will take care of it. He's omniscient.
He's got you in his hand. The ultimate handy giver.
Yeah, it's funny. The U.S. president said the UK had turned down a request to send ships over to the Middle East and suggested that a later offer to send aircraft carriers came too late. I think they'll be involved, maybe, he said, but they should be involved enthusiastically. Yeah, I mean, the level of I don't know. I can't think of a better word. The level of retardation that is in the White House right now is beyond much comprehension. There's a brain-addled fucking grifter in the White House, and everyone is just allowing him to do whatever he wants to do. The Republicans are spineless cowards. They always have been, but now it's just even so ridiculously on display that it boggles the mind, right? I believe there was a report that well, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. According to reports, Donald Trump has been gifting $145 to $150 floor sheen dress shoes to cabinet members and allies, with some recipients appearing in shoes that were visibly too large. The reports suggest Trump often guesses the shoe sizes, leading to ill-fitting footwear worn by officials who fear not wearing them, as noted in reports. Trump reportedly purchased these shoes for top officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, to replace bad shoes with what he considers a better, more spiffy option.
Yeah, the photo of Rubio and his is hilarious. He looks like a little kid playing dress up.
Yeah, look at this. Marco Rubio in these shoes right here. Here's the picture. Look at how off. These are the wrong size shoes. Look at that fucking gap right there. And go figure that, like, Donald Trump thinks that $150 shoes are spiffy good shoes.
Surprised he didn't gold plate them. I just wish that he'd been wearing those in that photo that they took when they did all the candid photos for the Atlantic, the one where he's just standing sort of staring at the carpet. Those would have made that photo absolutely perfect. Like the little kid in the corner. Wah, wah.
Yeah, this is the funny thing. Is like, so he had an interview with Kilmeade, who says, what I do is, as somebody that for many years has walked around in shoes that were no good and, you know, would not be that comfortable, which, by the way, I'm reading a quote. So I have fun with it, he told Kilmeade on the interview, which aired on Friday. The president explained that when male members of his team say they have a shoe problem, he tells them he will get them a pair. Seems to work out pretty well. Now they look all spiffy and nice, Trump said. Vice President J.D. Vance has talked about Trump's habit before, telling a crowd in Pennsylvania in December that the president has bought him and Secretary of State Marco Rubio like 4 pairs of shoes because he's like, you know, we need our vice president and our Secretary of State to look their best. The president also lamented sneakers in the workplace. I never like cabinet members walking in on sneakers. Sneakers are wonderful, but I don't want my cabinet members wearing sneakers, so I'll get them a pair of shoes. It's a gift from Donald Trump.
How could they possibly go wrong?
It's hysterical because everybody's afraid not to wear them, one female house official told the Journal. It's so stupid. And by the way, it's like the whole thing of like these like the Florsheim dress shoe or whatever. These are like I don't even know if Nordstrom Rack carries these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are not
even vaguely a high-end shoe.
Yeah. And it's like
They're cheap.
I could understand that, like, if you were the president of the United States and you were like, hey, I want my cabinet to have like some top tier shoes, right? Like, I get that you could have that as a desire, that like, yeah, I want my team around me to have some of the best shoes around, right? Why would you buy like Nordstrom knockoff $140 shoes? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, these shoes, I mean, actually, these shoes aren't even...
They're like
the non-glossy plain toe Oxford is $120. So the shiny ones are $140. When, like, if you were the president of the United States and you wanted your cabinet to have like the fucking badass shoes, right? You look up the New York cobbler that measures your feet and hand makes you a shoe, right?
Right.
Like one of my buddies had come in contact with an Italian cobbler, right? And so once a year, he would contact the cobbler that would make him another pair of dress shoes. So, like, probably at this point now, he's probably got 30 pairs of these fucking shoes. And I think they're like $700 a piece or something like that to get them made. So it's not like, you know, it's not $700,000, right? Like the weird Prada dress for the Oscars or something, right?
Right.
It's literally like, oh yeah, $700. Like, you know, a person could come up with $700, right?
Right. Maybe not once a year, but yeah.
Well, I mean, regular working people that have like a good job can come up with $700. I mean, the president of the United States makes $250,000 a year, right?
Right. You can say.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're somebody that makes $100,000 a year, you could save $700.
No, I agree.
Like, I don't
disagree.
What the fuck is happening, Witchy Cat? Are you trying to argue with me that like regular people can't come up with $700?
Well, in today's economy, maybe, but no, I'm not.
No, the president makes $400,000 a year, and they have an expense allowance of $50,000. The travel account $100,000, entertainment budget $19,000. I'm saying that even just from the salary that the president makes, you could buy 5 pairs of $700 shoes from the cobbler in Italy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get how many people are in the cabinet?
Oh, I'd love to see Tom Bondi.
What is it? It's 5, right? Oh, sorry, 7. There's 7 cabinet plus. Jesus, 15? What the fuck's going on here? Hold on.
Please, can we make Tom Bondi wear Florsheim? That would be lovely.
Where's the regular? Just show me a list. Don't give me a fucking 9,000 page breakdown here. Okay. So like if you were going to buy some shoes for your vice president, secretary of state, secretary of treasury, maybe not. Okay, but the SecDef, right?
Right.
Attorney general, and sorry, I'm looking at all the cabinet members here.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be the fifth one? Not the treasury.
Education?
Not the interior.
No?
Education's like way down there.
Okay.
If people don't realize what the Secretary of Education even does, should we go over that today?
No.
Like agriculture, commerce, labor, HHS, HUD, transportation, energy, education, veteran affairs, homeland security.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would only be the four, right? So, Vice President, Secretary of State, SecDef, and the Attorney General. And the Attorney General, probably, right? So, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So, let's see. 4 times $700. Handmade fucking cobbler, top high-end fucking dress shoes. You're looking at like $3,000 with taxes, but then I guess you got to put the tariffs on it if you don't get like a local. You don't get a local cobbler,
true.
right? You don't get a state-bound cobbler. I mean, I would go with the Italian one because the Italians know about the feets. Those guys work at feet massage parlors, don't they? They get the bippity, bippity boppity. Let me rub your feety. Yeah.
I thought that was the tie, but okay, maybe.
Bippity bop. Let's see. Ben Silver. These are Oxfords that are $1,000. Jesus. The crud's coming back.
That's it.
Not that I don't feel sick at all. I just have the phlegm, Wingtip shoes. Yeah, you get the wingtip Oxfords. That's what you're supposed to wear if you're in
Politics?
Yeah.
Hours?
From Crockett and Jones of England's handmade collection, the Clifford is our benchmade wingtip Oxford in antique tan leather. Featuring Goodyear welted construction, brogue detailing, and bark tanned single leather shoes. Built on last 337. I don't know what that is. 337. Available in U.S. sizes, 8.5 to 12. Oh, you can't even get them in Marco Rubio size. You can't get any 7s.
He's got to buy from the boys department. Admit it.
Yeah, you got them tiny feet. That shit cracks me up. By the way, somebody added me to a men's group, like a online men ask questions, of random stuff they find group. And one of the qualifiers in there is don't forget to post your shoe size and take a picture with banana for scale. Right.
What? Why?
A banana for scale. If you're like, let me see if I can find an example.
I mean, I understand why we want a banana for. I get that part, but like, why do you need to demonstrate your foot size in a man's group?
Age and foot size.
Oh.
Age, foot size, and banana for scale. Let me see if I can't find an example here. Hold on. Here you go. I was on vacation relaxing at the hotel room at night. I went to pop open a beverage when I came across some resistance. I was having a difficult time opening the damn thing. Eventually the tab broke off and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a can opener and I wasn't smart enough to come up with some clever trick. I ended up poking it with this thing I have on my keychain, and eventually it was popped open. I found out what the problem was. And here's the picture. Let me get you the picture of what was posted as what was the issue. So here's the picture of what the problem was. It's one of the double top cans. You ever seen this before? Where you pop open a can and there's an extra top underneath the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was his problem.
Right.
And it also says male 43 United States left a banana at home. But normally you're supposed to put your shoe size. But one of the things I've noticed from having been in a group like this is that there's a lot of dudes out there with fucking tiny ass feet just walking around, like being a, you know, just out there being a person. Like this guy, male 69 years old, shoe size 8. 8? That's so fucking little ass feet.
I have bigger feet than that using male shoes.
Just because you got big ass feet.
I do have big ass feet.
Big ass feet. I've just noticed how many guys it's like you wear size 9s? Like what's the deal? Like I don't think I have very big feet, but I wear size 11. So I guess I'm like something's wrong with me.
I wear a women's 11, so yeah.
Maybe my sleds are too big.
Obviously not very gripping on a hill, but other than that, as long as they work. Good time.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You weren't even there. You don't know.
That's true. But I'm still laughing.
You so weren't even there. Where were you?
I'm not falling down somewhere else.
You should have been there for me. You should have caught me. Should have saved me.
I would have. I'm not very good at catching anybody, but I make for a soft landing these days. I'm very, very cushioned.
You're supposed to save me. Banana. I heard mushrooms were more accurate.
What are you measuring?
Yeah, I don't know what you're measuring, but what the fuck? Mushrooms are insanely variable in size. Store-bought bananas are all pretty damn close to each other. They're pretty uniform. So, your country is being run by a senile madman who has a bunch of ministers. Well, we don't have ministers here, so hey, whoa. Okay. Who are too afraid to speak up about bad shoes. How are they supposed to represent your people? Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's a grift. It's an absolute fucking grift. I mean, to imagine that Marco Rubio is an actual fucking person at this point, just go watch any of his old speeches. Go watch any of his old speeches, and he's gone 100% 180 to the only way it could be described is like down on his knees for Donnie Trump's fucking mushroom, you know? Just glurping it down. J.D. Vance, perfect example, was talking about how Donald Trump was fucking the United States Hitler. Now he's his vice president and just, I don't know, snuggles up with him at night and plays big spoon, little spoon. I don't know.
Fucking like a cow.
It's all just a fucking insane grift. It's crazy. But yeah, here we are. You know, I think that we all have to like come to terms with the fact that we have to all live in a world with people that believe in an imaginary boogeyman who lives in the sky. You know, I mean, it's the only way that I can really like parse out the ability. Like, there's the only way that I can parse out an understanding for the brain rotted people in the United States. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense because, like, is it media's fault? Like, is it TV's fault or whatever? Like, I don't know, man. TV's been around for a long time. Is it good to watch, 1,000 hours of TV a month or whatever? No, it's not great. Does that mean that you just suddenly start believing that The ShamWow guy doesn't have problems with buying and beating up prostitutes. Did you know that? And he just ran for office.
Did not. I know the My Pillow guy, maybe, but I hadn't heard about the ShamWow guy. Are you telling me that shitty product hucksters are also criminals in other manner?
The ShamWow guy. The ShamWow guy. The ShamWow guy was allegedly on drugs or whatever. Like, he had a big drug problem. He supposedly reformed himself because he found Jesus. Vince Shlomi, famously known as the ShamWow guy, was arrested February 2009 in Miami Beach following a violent altercation with a sex worker in his hotel room. After hiring 26-year-old woman for services, Shlomi alleged that she bit his tongue during a kiss and refused to let go. To compel her to release his tongue, Shlomi admitting to punching her multiple times. Both Shlomi and the woman were arrested on suspicion of felony aggravated battery. Ultimately, prosecutors declined to file formal charges against either party. The incident resulted in a viral mugshot. Shlomi later told NBC News he had to take full responsibility for his actions, admitting it occurred after a 12-hour drinking binge. Right? And you're like,
okay.
But this guy just ran to get elected under MAGA.
Well, of course, he's perfect for the party. I mean, you know.
He ran for Congress. He said he was running as a staunch anti-woke Republican. He sought the GOP nomination to challenge longtime incumbent Representative John Carter in the Austin area district.
John Carter's on his way to Mars.
Shlomi stated his goal was to destroy wokeism in Congress and make America happy. He utilized his ShamWow nickname in his official filing and in campaign materials, referring to himself as the woke buster who would clean up Washington, D.C.
Oh, good Lord.
Right.
He's gone from actor to reality puppet to commercial hucksters.
Oh, I mean, he's a Muppet for sure. I mean, they're all Muppets.
What is left in the entertainment world to attempt to make an elected official?
Ricab Harris says, I'm really hoping once sanity comes back to your government that you have someone who makes stronger regulations and holds a country-wide referendum so a Trump 3.0 doesn't happen. I don't think that'll happen.
Like that, yeah.
I mean, you could hope that, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, if people realistically want to know, if you want to know what I think is realistically going to happen, Trump and his cronies are going to do everything that they can to stay in power. And they are not limiting themselves to murdering people, because they are murdering people in Iran right now. They murder people in Venezuela. They murder people in the Caribbean Ocean. They murder people all around the world. I mean, I could keep going down the list if we really need to, but I don't think there's a question in anybody's mind anywhere on the planet that the United States government is just murdering people. Like, there's no question about it. I can't. Right?
Yeah.
Like, Trump promised people affordability, that he ran on a platform for affordability. Now he claims that affordability was something made up by the leftists. They continue to characterize anyone who criticizes their platform as terrorists. They're trying to prosecute people for speech. They have a Gestapo group that's still out menacing people in the streets. It seems like, to me, that the only thing that has started to change some of the people's minds is gas prices skyrocketed again. And that is a disgustingly sad place for the United States of America to be in. That we have a section of this population that will willfully ignore every other terrible thing going on in the world, except for if a number changes at a gas pump. They don't care about anyone other than themselves. They believe that the amount of money that they spend on gas is a disproportionately large amount of their monthly budget. As much as I get a little bit pissed off that it cost me an extra $14 to fill up this week, I can do simple math and go, if I fill up once a week, okay, and dollar goes up by a gallon, and I buy about 14 or $15 gallons of gas a week, I can do the math there and go, well, that's $60 a month. That's not cool. I don't like that. But I can also go, that's also not such a big deal that I would authorize murdering people in another country, right? 156 school-age girls were fucking wiped off the face of the earth by the United States government last week. 156, like, elementary school children, all-girls school, wiped off the face of the planet because a group of our populace thinks that Donald Trump was going to bring down gas prices, who, by the way, was the reason for the high gas prices from his last administration. And it doesn't matter how many times you show people the endless sea of articles, the actual fucking legislation that he signed with OPEC during COVID. If you remember, it's when he had his hand on the fucking glowing ball. Here he is hanging out with the fucking OPEC guys with his hands on a fucking glowing orb like a goddamn member of the Illuminati. When they signed the deal, when these clowns signed the deal on how much gas that they were going to pull out of the ground. That's when this was. If you remember this meme right here, if I know how to point backwards the other direction. If you remember this meme right here, this meme originated around him flying to the Middle East to sign fucking documents with the OPEC leaders to restrict the amount of gas that they were going to be pulling out of the ground because he fucked up the COVID response because he was too stupid to figure out how to manage our own fucking production problems here. But we have a section of America that is willing to vote for that grifter-ass freak because they think, oh, he's going to bring down the number when I drive to the gas station. You know, they don't give a fuck that their health insurance went up by $400 a month. They don't give a fuck that their grocery prices go up by, $150, $200 a month. They don't give a fuck that their electric and natural gas prices went up by $100 a month. It's just what happens at the gas station. That's all they fucking care about. And it is crazy that the United States has gotten to this point. It is crazy that the United States has gotten to the point where a large portion of our population only gives a fuck about how much they pay for gasoline. I don't understand what's wrong with these people, other than it has to have something to do with them going into their fucking imaginary Sky Daddy building, once or twice a month, right? And wearing an effigy of a dead guy who maybe existed at some point, who they think was the son of God. I can only imagine that's the only difference that we're dealing with here, right? But if you really want to know what I think is going to happen, is that they're realistically going to do everything in their power to destroy the United States government so that they can stay in power. That's what they're doing. That's currently what they're doing. So it's not even a question of, what? What do you mean? I mean, it's currently what they're doing. It's whether they're going to get away with it or not is going to be the reality. I posted it in today's description is, like, when is the working class going to stand up against this? Because that's kind of where we're at right now, in my opinion. Is like, I don't know if it's guillotine in the streets time. I don't know. But there has to be some kind of revolution to change the direction that we're headed in. And I think that the unfortunate part is that we have so many people that are beholden to this, well, I drove to the gas pump and the gas pump has a number at it mentality. I don't know if there's a way out. I honestly don't. I don't know if there is a way out. Supposedly, people are leaving MAGA at some rate because of the gas prices, I guess. But the amount of fuckery that they're doing currently with the elections, knowing what is coming for them, my guess is they're going to do everything they can to invalidate the November elections, and just be like, oh, no, you guys cheated. Why would their only priority be the SAVE Act? Jesus fucking dog. God damn it, shut up.
And if the MAGA that are leaving are just going to leave to sit out and not vote, it's not going to matter really anyway. It will matter, but it won't be.
What's
that?
that?
If the MAGA that are leaving are just leaving to sit it out, I'll still never vote Democrat. I'm just going to stop voting. My vote doesn't matter. If it just disenfranchises voters, MAGA will be just as happy with that as they will.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, like, I'm sick and tired of hearing from fucking people on the left that try to tell me, oh, it's two wings of the same bird,
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, because, if we are talking about, like, minimizing damage, right, and we're talking about evaluating those two things, it's like, oh, the lesser of two evils, right? Yep. Oh, okay, I guess just let evil win. Right. That's your plan. Oh, I guess if it's a choice, the lesser of two evils, I guess just choose absolute Satan then, or whatever. Right. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Obviously, choose the lesser evil so that we can move in some kind of direction. Right. Instead of straight into the fucking dumpster,
Right.
Yeah. How long have I been hearing from people on the left? They're like, well, I don't really want to vote. It doesn't matter if I vote anyhow, right? I'm hearing it from fucking both sides. And by the way, if we want to talk about the origin of where that idea comes from, that idea comes from the conservatives. The conservatives are the ones that tell you it's not important to vote. And if you ever want to fucking challenge me on that, right? Which party has members in it that don't want women to vote? Ask yourself that question.
Right.
Because there's clearly one side of the aisle that doesn't want women to vote, right? You will not find a single liberal, leftist, whatever the fuck you want to call us, person in the United States that's like, yeah, women shouldn't vote. What are you talking about? But what is it? 3 out of 10 conservatives are like, yeah, I don't think women should vote. And half of them are fucking women.
Yep.
So get the fuck out of here. This is not two wings of the same bird. Okay. If one side is a racist maniac old uncle guy who doesn't believe black people should have rights, and the other guy says, oh, I don't know, transgenders should just be allowed to live their lives without us bothering them. That is not the same thing. That is not two wings of the same bird. The fuck? The fuck? It's not even two sides of the same coin. It's the unimaginable fucking miles of difference in opinion is you wouldn't be able to run there in a day, is what I'm saying. I mean, it's just, it's fucking crazy. And by the way, the people that came up with that messaging are the fucking conservatives, especially the fucking people that are MAGA wearing their American flag underwear and their ear diaper and their fucking golden diapers because Donald Trump shits his pants at work.
They're first times.
Shits his pants in the middle of a meeting. And by the way, wasn't that you that were like, well, that's not that big of a deal? Wasn't somebody that was like, well, you know, and my point is, as an adult, you would be an important person in a meeting and go, excuse me, I have to take care of something. And you would step out of the room and go to the bathroom and then come back, right? Before you sign a document that says black people can't vote anymore, right? Or whatever the fuck he was doing at the time. You know, an adult would be like, oh, we need to take a break. Instead of just going to shit my pants here in front of everybody. Like, an adult would just be like, oh, I ate something funny. I have to go to the bathroom again. I'll be right back. You know? And it might be like a little bit embarrassing. Sure. It might be a little bit embarrassing that you might need to, I don't know, excuse yourself for a minute or two. That might be a little bit embarrassing. Okay. But if you're the president of the fucking United States, you should have the backbone to handle a little bit of embarrassment. Okay? You should be of the character.
70, however many.
You should be of the character to be able to be like, yeah, the human body is a biological organism, and sometimes you have problems with bacteria in your gut or whatnot, and you feel sick. And also, I'm in a very important position. I couldn't just take the entire day off, so I did have to take some breaks and go to the bathroom. And also, wash my hands like an adult, right?
Right. And
but he eats at McDonald's. But he eats at McDonald's because he's quote unquote scared of fucking germs. Not like an adult. So I don't know. Whatever. Anyhow, it's 4:00. We gotta go. No super chats today. I don't know. Was there any followers or whatever? I don't know. We'll get a probably get a copyright fucking infringement for, I don't know, reading a Wikipedia article or whatever the fuck anyhow. So thanks everybody for coming out today, and
you.